What's up, everybody? It's Noah, and we are back with some more Heroes of the Storm free-to-play. As of yesterday, we just closed up our second week of free-to-play. We are now currently rocking 3 purchased characters, and after today's game, that is going to get up to 4 after I purchase Raynor. We're going to be playing Lunara today because we both have Assassins and a newly popped Warcraft quest, and she'll be able to double-tap those nicely. So, let's do a quick wrap-up of the previous week. 7 games played, 3 won, 4 lost. In terms of what caused my losses, I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say it wasn't my play too much last week. I would definitely say it was my play on the games we lost the first week, but right now we're kind of struggling to find a set point of MMR. According to Hotslogs, Crunklebee is sitting around 2,500 MMR, which is really good, especially for just 2 weeks, like 15 games played. But obviously that's something that's going to be in serious flux until we get probably, I'd say, 40 to 50 games under our belt. I think that's one of the reasons we were having so much trouble last week, is we were getting pitted against some teams that were more organized. There's a lot of people who are going to get lucky on a handful of early games in the early levels of their account and are going to get slammed as a result later on, going against teams that are actually out of their skill level, but according to MMR are correct. So what are we going to do this time around? Well, we're pretty much going to play it the same way. We're going to just work on our quests and building up our library of characters. But in this case, I'm going to see if hopefully we get a warrior quest, because I'm feeling like right now playing a warrior is the best way to carry some of these low-level teams. But for now, we're going to play some Lunara and just see what kind of poke we can get done with all of our little flowers and sprites and other mystical creatures of the wilderness. So with that said, hope you guys enjoy. See you after the jump.
The hunt is on.
Alright guys, we are zoning in on Tomb of the Spider Queen as I chase this monkey around. Let's see. In terms of what I'm going to take at level 1, Natural Perspective is the standard choice, and I'm probably going to go with it here. Not because they have stealthers on the enemy team, but just because, considering this is such a claustrophobic map with so many gank opportunities, I think it makes sense for me to just help out with the vision, as well as using the Wisp for that. In terms of those comps, it's myself as Lunara, Nazebo, Rhaegar, Illidan, and Vala versus Malfurion, Sylvanas, Uther, Lunara, and Illidan. So what we're going to really have to do together is make sure to counter that double support on the Illidan. If that's a competent Illidan player, that can cause us a lot of problems. So we're going to make an effort to not allow that to happen. I'm going to be scouting around with my Wisp a lot. Not sure why he decided to face check that right there. Looks like we got the enemy Lunara top lane. That's alright. I'm going to be going for a pretty assassin-centric build, I'm thinking. Nothing too fancy. But I think it's going to be up to me to put out a lot of this damage. We do have a pretty solid team in terms of damage, but we really want to be able to knock that Illidan out as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, our Illidan takes a quick death bot lane. Just going to throw something out on Mr. Uther and poke him away. Whew. Oh no. Watch out for that Illidan right there. He is definitely going to be our biggest problem over the course of this game. We do have Rhaegar, who's just massively overpowered right now, which is pretty cool. But at the same time, we're going to need to protect ourselves just from the dive ability that Illidan has. He is offering a lot of power. Ooh. Okay. As far as Lunara goes, I'm relatively comfortable with her. I'm not super experienced, but she plays pretty similar to someone like Vala, so I think I'll probably be alright. She's got good escapes. That natural move speed ability that she has is really, really useful. So we're just going to kind of play it slow, see how it turns out. We're at a little bit of an experience deficiency because it looks like Vala is getting pushed out of bottom. I'm going to go down there. We do manage to pick up a kill on the enemy Illidan, which is really good. Oh, but unfortunately they managed to pick off our Illidan as well. I'm just going to start throwing out poison as hard as I can to cover for the escape of our Rhaegar. And I think I'm going to be sitting bot lane for a little bit. Just It's looking like that's the one that's getting pressured the heaviest from the enemy Sylvanas. And as Lunara, I'm a pretty solid counter to Sylvanas, I think. So I think that it makes sense to let Nazebo do what he does top lane and just be careful. I'm going to use my ability to escape to kind of relentlessly poke. These guys are going to have a lot of ability to sustain, so it's going to be important for me to... Okay, I'm going to take Skybound West on level 4. Important for me to kind of sap their mana by poking whenever I can. As you can see, we got a kind of a big fight going on right here. Manages to catch me with the roots, but no one's in position to take advantage of it. It's all good. Throw out my Wisp down there just to make sure that they can't try and get around us and gank. We need someone mid to soak. Our Illidan is heading back up there right now, so that's all good. We got both supports down here, which means that the other lanes are pretty gankable, but with the Sylvanas here, that means she's going to be able to get a lot of pushing done if we're not careful. Oh. As you can see, we can dump a lot of damage down on that Sylvanas if she gets even slightly overextended. So, it's a delicate game that we're playing here. It's kind of a balancing act. And we're just going to have to make sure to play slowly and carefully until we're in a position where we can definitely get kills out. It's looking like top and mid are sustaining themselves fairly well. It looks like Nazebo is winning that lane top, which is good to see. I'm going to throw out my Wisp here just to keep an eye on this turn-in. Definitely want to deny that whenever possible. It looks like we have an attempted gank going on to our Illidan, so I am just going to force that Uther out. There we go. I do manage to save our Illidan, which is all good. I'm going to be trying to protect him as much as possible, because he's going to be getting dove on a lot. There's a lot of CC offered by the enemy team, so we need to protect him when we can. Okay, enemy Malfurion's coming back into this lane. That's perfectly fine. My ability to clear waves is really solid, so I'm not too concerned. I'm going to move the Wisp up here to cover my turn-in. Turning in 11... myself, just one more, and we're going to get Spiders. It looks like we've been much more diligent on turn-ins than the enemy team has, which is always good. When I get to the point where I can get Starwood Spear, I'm going to be doing a lot better. Having that extra range and that extra ability to poke is going to be really good. It's going to move back from Uther's attempt to stun me out. I know that's what he was going in for. Let's see. I am going to... Well, I could do Nature's Culling, but we do have Nazebo. So I'm thinking I'm going to take Wild Vigor, just to maximize the amount of damage that I'm able to put off onto the enemy team. And because no one else seems to be making a motion for it, I'm just going to turn in right now and get Spiders for the friendly team. We've done a really good job denying the turn-ins of the enemy team, and this is just going to force them to retreat and defend. I am going to move in here, go around the safe way, and just start poking away that Muradin. Or, not Muradin, but Uther. Very different character. Right. Let's see. With Lunara, you want to be constantly moving, constantly poking. As I said, you want to play it very similar to a slightly less, like, diving Vala. You can put out enormous amounts of damage, but only if you're in a position to make it count, which is the thing that a lot of people kind of fail to appreciate about Lunara, is you really need to be in a situation where you can't get him. We managed to pick off that Malfurion. As you can see, we're putting out a lot of hero damage, and I'm doing it fairly safely. I'm using that range that I have. I'm using that natural move speed that I have to just kind of play around the enemy team and make sure nothing happens. I don't know why our Illidan is over there. He's going to get punished for this. But unfortunately, I don't think that I am able to punish the enemy Illidan quite enough. Oh, well, possibly. He did overextend there a little bit, but unfortunately no one was in any real position to take advantage of it. Let's see if... Okay, we got Uther moving up here to assist with the spider. I'm going to poke at him. No, I'm not going to poke at him. It's a little bit too dangerous. But I am going to drop a Wisp right here so we can maintain vision of that bottom turn-in. The enemy team is floating a lot of spider gems right now. It looks like we've managed to take out top fort. Nazebo's been doing a great job split pushing, and we're on the cusp of level 10, which means that we can probably strip these guys of coins pretty easy. I'm taking Thornwood Vine. I have always personally enjoyed the jump a lot. Ooh, it looks like Nazebo took a pretty bad gank right there. I've always enjoyed the jump, but it's definitely not the safest thing, and with all the CC offered by the enemy team, it probably makes more sense to just be safe. Oh, she is going to get out just fine using that Haunting Wave. Got Malfurion and Illidan coming in on me. Our Illidan definitely needs to head out of here. I am going to put out a bunch of damage on that enemy Malfurion, though. It looks like our Illidan was trying to go for a kill there, but I wouldn't really recommend that. Enemy team does have spiders, but I'm not too concerned about it. More concerning is the fact that they now have their ults. But we are in a position where we might be able to do something. Oh, wow, I had no idea that the Uther actually took Divine Storm. It's kind of interesting to see. Makes a little bit more sense when you're considering the fact that they've got double healers, but at the same time, I still think the utility of Divine Shield is kind of hard to ignore. I'm going to keep throwing out those vines, just distributing my damage and kind of forcing these guys back to the best of my ability. Ooh, we've got a lot of damage on that Sylvanas, but as you can see, the power of their dual support comp makes them very able to get away with a level of pressure that typically would get them killed. We're going to also take out the Malfurion here. That's 2 kills. That's really solid. Boy, our Illidan is going in deep, and I don't know if that's necessarily the best decision. They do manage to take out bottom and top fort. I had no idea. They managed to use that push as an opportunity to distract us and let spiders do work in other lanes. Gonna start throwing everything out just to clear this lane, build a little bit of space. They've got a slight advantage on us in terms of XP, but I'm not too concerned about that right now. We're basically even in terms of kills. We just need to play a little bit more conservatively. Illidan and the enemy Lunara managed to die. I don't know where that was. Wasn't paying attention to the minimap right there. But as I said, as long as we play conservatively, and as you can see, the enemy team is stacking up pretty hard right now, so we need to just be cognizant of the fact that they're going to have all their manpower available pretty much all the time. Rhaegar wants us to turn in. That is a Divine Storm from the enemy Uther, but I think that was a little bit misapplied, frankly. I don't think he was in a position where he really needed to. But, hey, if he wants to do it, he can do it. They are really getting onto us in this mid lane. I'm not sure why they're pushing so aggressively. Ooh, I'm in a tough spot. Thank God Illidan was there to cover for me right there. Start throwing out my vines as much as possible. We were putting a tremendous amount of damage on the enemy team, but the problem with that is it's all a matter of being able to get that damage to do something. This Illidan is definitely going to cause us a problem right here. I'm trying to do what damage I can. Let's see if I can... No, we can't even take out the... Can't even take out the Sylvanas, unfortunately. That double support is really doing a lot of work as far as sustaining them. I don't know why our Rhaegar decided to go Bloodlust, as you saw right there. Let's see. I think I am going to take Unfair Advantage. We do have great slows available in terms of Rhaegar, especially. Can we get... Oh, unfortunately, we can't get her. Man, just the amount of sustain that these guys have from their Uther Malfurion combo is kind of crazy. So, and trying to counter it with getting picks is pretty difficult because they are doing a good job of kind of stacking up together and not allowing anyone to be isolated. Most of our kills have been from little stuff like that. Okay, we've got Illidan isolated over here. This would be a good opportunity for a pick. Nazebo ends up dying mid, unfortunately. I have Illidan trying to go in on me, but I'm going to get out just fine. Not sure why Nazebo's going so deep in these engagements. What we really need to do is to play gently and conservatively. Oh, as you can see right here, this is the problem with trying to go for those turn-ins. We are going to be able to pick up the kill on that Illidan, and if I am able to turn in here, which I should be able to, we are going to get spiders and just create some space for us. What we really want to do is we want to take out that mid and bottom fort just to even up the experience a little bit. We've got Rhaegar backing right now, that's fine. One big problem is that our bot lane is pushed in really far. I'm, like, honestly kind of surprised that it got pushed in that far. I don't even really know how it happened. You can see the two supports on the enemy team are playing surprisingly aggressively. We really need all of our guys in one place to be able to make that count. It looks like Nazebo is doing his best to kind of push back that bot lane. Bad timing on that Bloodlust from Rhaegar. We were just not in a position to really do anything with it. But we are going to be able to go in here and take out this mid fort really quickly, after which we should be able to rotate and get the bottom fort, which I am actually going to ping the friendly team to do right now. I'm pulling back from there. I just want to guarantee that we get this fort down here, because we want to even out that experience, and if we take out this fort, we're actually going to be ahead of the enemy team for the first time in a little bit. There we go, there's our level 15, but unfortunately Illidan and Nazebo decide to go too deep, and we lose that experience lead that we just generated. So, we're in a position now where we just have to leave. I'm going to ping retreat for Vala. You don't want to be in there. You're just a prime gank opportunity. See, Sylvanas is right there. I don't know why she didn't decide to kill my Wisp, but hey, more power to you. Nope, nope, nope. Retreat, retreat, retreat. They're right there. They're right there. Okay. I'm getting a little bit concerned over how aggressively some of my team is playing. We're not really in a position where we can play super aggressively. So now it's time to stake out these turn-ins again. They have enough to turn in pretty much immediately, so we want to prevent that if at all possible. It looks like they are positioning around bottom turn-in. So the real problem though is that they do have a talent advantage on us. We are going to be able to take out that Uther, which is cool. They're going to drop some coins as a result of that. But we know that that Illidan is also going to be somewhere. This is, ooh, if we could take out that Malfurion, that would be a really great little coup right there, and we are able to. This is great. We are now targeting the supports, which is what we really need to do. I mean, that's the crux of their con. I'm taking Starwood just so that I can poke a little bit more safely whenever I have Nature's Toxin up. Crippling Spores, excuse me. Gives me the ability to... Oh, we can pick this Illidan very easily down here. That'd be a good idea. So whenever we have Crippling Spores, it's going to increase our attack range. I don't know why Nazebo decided to catch me with the zombie wall there. What an asshole. We've got a little bit of a problem here. We are going to be able to take out that enemy Illidan right there. Will the Toxin be able to kill Sylvanas? Yes, it will, and actually we are managing to turn this around pretty nicely. I'm happy with how this is going. So we're just going to deal with these spiders really quickly. Throw out these vines in order to zone out the enemy Lunara a little bit. The enemy Malfurion's throwing down Tranquility for some reason. I guess he really wants to heal his spider buddies up. But now I'm going to head top to clear out that spider. I'm going to ping retreat to our friendly team. It's not a matter of whether I think they're going to die, it's a matter of the priorities need to be elsewhere. Except now our very, very silly Nazebo is getting chased down and murdered. You see, I don't know why he didn't back out earlier there. Just pay attention to what your team is pinging. They usually have a good reason for doing it, so please, just let it happen. Okay, so I'm just going to help out, clean out top. Bottom's getting cleaned out by Vala right now, so that's all good. We're still even in kills and basically even in levels. This is kind of anyone's game right now. We're the same in terms of structural damage. So I'm just going to clear out mid here. They managed to take our well, which kind of sucks, but whatever. And it looks like, oh boy, yeah, good wailing arrow on the part of the enemy. Sylvanas does manage to take out our Illidan, who's been kind of consistently out of position throughout this entire game, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why Rhaegar didn't make more of an effort to heal him up either. Okay, see, now we got an opportunity to possibly... No, can't kill the Uther, that's just too much healing coming out right there. So I'm going to move back to mid to help deal with these bruisers. I'm sure Nazebo can... Well, in theory, he should be able to zone out the enemies up top, no problem. But it looks like they're starting to stack up right now. So, well, no, it looks like they're pulling back now. They might be going for boss. I kind of have a feel that they might be going for boss. In fact, I'm almost certain that they're going for boss. I'm going to throw that Wisp out to check for me. Are they doing boss? Let's find out. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay, managed to take out the Malfurion, but unfortunately they get boss anyway. I'm not sure why the team didn't pay attention to what I was pinging. I knew they were doing boss. But, instead we didn't pay attention. I managed to get a pick on the Malfurion, which is going to at least limit the amount of healing they're able to do, but it's still not a great situation, obviously. We are going to be able to take out this Uther without too much trouble. Or we should. Yeah, get him poisoned. There we are. Uther is down, but now we gotta deal with the boss. That was a pretty transparent boss go. I mean, we saw the Malfurion moving up there, and everyone was off the map. We only had one guy down, but in low-level games like that, only having one down doesn't preclude anyone from attempting to take boss when they see the opportunity. We're not going to lose this keep, but the boss is going to do a lot of damage to it, which kind of sucks. We did manage to get a couple picks off it, but I don't know if that was entirely worth losing the boss over. We really need to get a turn in. I'm going to move a wisp over here, and I'm going to peek at bottom to make sure they're not attempting to turn in there. No, they are not. We do have a lonely Illidan right there, who I'm going to poke away. I am holding on to 18 right now, so I want to drop those just in case I end up dying or something. So, really, we kind of need to start pressuring these picks a little bit more. We need to play a little bit more aggressively. We're starting to hit a point where the amount of damage that we're able to put off is going to exceed the amount of healing that they can do. So we need to start taking, better advantage of that. We are going to take out that Uther, or we should be able to, but unfortunately that Wailing Arrow is just going to clean up the friendly team, who again are too deep. Perpetually too deep. I don't really understand why. Yeah, I know I said we need to play more aggressively, but aggressive doesn't mean stupid, and what happened there was just outright stupid. Okay. So, I've got nothing that I can do. I can't meaningfully deny. Rhaegar is weird. Yes, so you haven't played him before. Oh, that's great. That's starting to explain a lot. Explains why he took Bloodlust instead of Ancestral when he's a solo healer. Okay, level 20. I'm actually going to take Forest Wrath. I haven't really needed to escape because I've been positioning well enough. Enemy team is going to start pushing in mid. I'm going to start attempting to zone them out as best as I can. I'm not sure why they're not going for the turn-in right now when they've got so many of us down. Start throwing out my spears. Oh, well, there's the turn-in. And there's a lot of damage on me right there, so I'm just going to wait around for my friendly team to come up. Fortunately, we're on the same talent here, so this is an engagement that we can participate in relatively safely. Rhaegar's throwing out the Bloodlust. We should be able to actually do some work here if we're smart. There's the Divine Storm again. The enemy Illidan has just been bombing out our Illidan constantly. We're going to punish him by taking his life as well. But still, we're not in a great situation right here. So, I'm going to work on taking out these spiders with the friendly team. Hopefully we could get like a pick or something off on these guys, but I don't know if it's really going to happen. Fortunately, the minion waves are pushed back enough so that these spiders aren't like immediately on our keeps, but it still sucks, and we still need to do something about it. Like, take out this very silly Sylvanas, or not Sylvanas, but Lunara. Oh god, can I survive this? Can I survive this? Oh, one more oh, unfortunately, that's my death. If the Moonwell was there, I would have been able to heal out of that, no problem, but unfortunately, the Nature's Toxin from the enemy Lunara, that is, managed to take me out instead. We just traded there, but it's still not ideal. That's my first death of the game, though, so, hey. Guess I'm not doing too bad, personally. Our Rhaegar is floating enough coins for a turn-in right now. It looks like he's going to try and sneak that, which is a terrible idea. Because obviously the enemy team is positioned, they know exactly what we're going to try to do. We need to, well, now that there's 4 up, it's a 4v4, they could probably move in. If they can get a pick down on this Uther, that would probably mean they could turn in safely, and it looks like they are going to get that pick. Let me see if that Uther took Redemption or not. No, he didn't. He took the Divine Hurricane. They also managed to take out the Malfurion, so now we're in a pretty good position where if we push hard, we can probably get some work done. Both of those supports are going to be down for nearly a minute. Enemy team appears to be scattered based on the fact that they just picked up Siege Giants down there, and I am coming back in. I'm not going to bother to clear bot lane. We have lost 2 keeps, but the game is certainly not over, especially when we just managed to take out their entire support system. Not sure why Nazebo is pulling back right there to deal with the 2 Siege Giants, or... Oh god, what are you doing, guys? Pick a lane. Just pick a lane. What we should be doing is we should be forcing a fight right now. Both of their supports are gone. We can get a pick and we can roll this into a victory if we play it intelligently. So, we've got our Illidan going in. Really need people here, so I'm going to start pinging for the friendly team to assist us. I don't know why they're so far away. Forced our Illidan to... Well, it didn't force him to, but Illidan ended up blowing his Metamorphosis on nothing. So, enemy supports are back up, unfortunately, so he didn't manage to get much off of that personnel advantage. We need to protect Vala. Protect Vala. Get the Illidan, who's out of position. There we go. See, there we go. This is what we need to be... why is our Illidan going in when he's so low? Well, either way, we managed to take out the enemy Illidan, but they managed to take out our Nazebo, who has, again, been woefully out of position for a great deal of this game. We're going to take out the enemy Sylvanas, and we're going to take out the Uther as well. This is going well. We're taking out the Malfurion. Only person left on the enemy team is that Lunara, but we are now in a position where we can feasibly take this keep, and this is what we have needed this whole time. Okay, gonna start throwing it out. No, we're not gonna be able to take out the enemy Lunara, but that's fine, because what we need to do is take out this keep and get some catapults pushing on these lanes. In fact, if Rhaegar was here, which he is not, he is turning in instead for reasons that are completely foreign to me, as I take massive amounts of damage from those turrets. They're attempting to turn in when they don't have enough gems to turn in. You know what? Okay, that's fine. We can do that instead of trying to push our advantage and possibly win the game right there. Definitely better to go for the objective yet again. If you have the opportunity to win the game, just win the game. Don't play around. Don't say, oh, you know, let's pull back and be more conservative. Just win the fucking game, because all we've done now is allowed them to regroup and reposition and adjust to our strategy, as opposed to pushing our advantage and going for a fast win. I'm just throwing... Okay, Vala needs to not be doing Bruiser solo right now, but if she's going to do that, I'm not going to stop her. Oh, she's finally realizing that she can't feasibly do them solo. Okay, we can definitely get up. They're attempting to bait the boss, I think. We are going to be able to take down... Oh, I thought we'd be able to take down the Uther, but no, they have... enemy supports have blown both of their ults already. Rhaegar blew his ult. I blew my ult, but that doesn't really matter. What are you doing, Nazebo? Why are you doing stupid stuff? Okay, the enemy Illidan is out of position. We can take him out. Now we need to start moving on that Uther. Oh, I'm going to be punished because I didn't even see the Wailing Arrow go out. Our Rhaegar, in the meantime, had no mana. So that's pretty cool. Really glad that Rhaegar didn't have any mana for that engagement. I wouldn't want him to heal anyway. Obviously, they're going for boss, and at 25 minutes, this is going to be a pretty rough boss. That is a boss that is going to put damage on Core, definitely. Vala and Rhaegar are positioning in top lane for reasons that I don't fully understand. This is why you go for the win, when you have the win right in front of you, kids. This is why you don't decide to go for the objective again, when you had the opportunity to just finish the game. So, enemy has obviously taken the boss. Most of us should be res by the time the boss actually hits. We've managed to clear those catapults off the core, but that means our core barely has any shields left. If the enemy team's smart, they're going to go for the kill here. And this is basically where we win the game or lose. If we manage to wipe the entire enemy team here, we can probably win. No clue why Rhaegar is again throwing out that fucking bloodlust so early before we've even actually engaged. But it seems to be the name of the game for him here. Okay, well, this is problematic. I'll start throwing out my vines as much as possible. Nah, we're not going to be able to put enough damage down. They're just going to kill us. Disappointing. Disappointing stuff, guys. Serious psychological disconnect from a lot of my team. Well, no, we did manage to take out the Uther, and now instead of just pressing it and getting the rest of that core down, they're deciding to keep it going. Oh man, I barely managed to survive that. Turn in ASAP. What is it? Like, he's trying to use the spiders as a cover, and I get that, but we need to win the game now. We absolutely do. Like, I would be pushing core immediately if I wasn't down to 70 health. So, Looks like everyone's pushing for that turn-in right now. Am I holding on to coins? Yes, I am holding on to just a few coins. I don't know why people aren't stacking. We really need to stack and push with these spiders if we want any chance of winning the game. We can push and win. Well, not if our Illidan or Nazebo are relentlessly out of position. Bear that in mind. Which they have been for a great portion of this game. Okay, we got spiders, which is going to at least save us from our core getting taken by enemy catapults. We do have to clear these bruisers real quick. That's perfectly fine. We'll do that. Our wave clear is pretty crazy at this point between me, Vala, and Nazebo. But where is our Rhaegar? Where is our Illidan? We cannot advance without them. That way lies madness, kids. Never do that. The most we could possibly do right now is poke. No, don't go. Be patient. Let's just start chucking my thorns out as fast as possible. Let's see. Looks like... Okay, now they've both blown their ults. There goes Illidan. There goes Rhaegar. There goes the game. Because they decided to dive when diving was unnecessary. There's going to be... no, Nazebo's actually going to survive, somehow. I'll throw some free damage off on that Uther. It's not like it really matters at this point. I think I'm just bitter. There we go. Managed to take out the Uther, so that's 2 for 2, which means that we're in exactly the same position that we were before. But now I'm going to die because I stood there and allowed the Lunara to catch up to us because I'm a genius. Push top. Rhaegar admirably attempting to be a shot caller right now, except none of his shots are good. Like, okay, so 13 seconds until 2 of our guys are back up. This is an interminably long game. This should have been won or lost a good while ago, but unfortunately not. Nazebo could have popped right out there and easily killed that Lunara, but it's definitely more important to get those bruisers, which are going to be cleared pretty much instantaneously. Rhaegar and Illidan are trying to go in right here against a Lunara and 2 supports, and Rhaegar is, of course, immediately punished for it, as is our Illidan, so it was great that they came up just to die immediately. An important thing in Heroes of the Storm, kids, is math. 2 is less than 3. When you have 2 people and the enemy team has 3, that's not a fight you want to pick. Even if you have a talent tier, it's not a fight you want to pick. It's too risky. I know that you've probably seen on YouTube examples of some crazy play, some 1v5 made by a drunk Russian Gazlo or something, but guess what? That's not going to be you, kids. You're not the ones who are going to do that. Play conservatively, play smartly, play defensively, and seize the advantage when you have it. I think someone's waiting in here, so I'm going to throw out my Wisp to check, and just because I'm bitter, I'm going to kill the enemy Lunara's Wisp. All we can do is sit around and wait for our support and Illidan to come back up, because I need Illidan to die another 13 times for me, while I put out the meaningful damage that he's not able to because he is dead 90% of the game. Looks like they're attempting to push in a little bit bot. I'm not too concerned. I'm just going to push off. Rhaegar is throwing out fucking Bloodlust yet again. Rhaegar on our team keeps throwing out Bloodlust when we're not actually engaging the enemy. And throwing out Bloodlust is not going to make me engage the enemy. I will engage when it's a good idea. Can we get this Lunara? Yes, we can. We can kill the Lunara. That's good. I'm going to take a lot of damage in the process, but don't worry, they managed to take out our Illidan, too. Who would have thought? Okay. I'm going to kill this Illidan. Let's see, are they going to keep coming in, or are they going to leave? We do have a numbers advantage right here. I really need Rhaegar to heal me. It'd be great if he had Ancestral. Managed to take out the Uther. Alright, maybe they're throwing this game away, much in the manner that we have been all game. Vala is... Are they going to be able to take out that Malfurion? Yes, they are. Excellent work. Now what we need to do is go for the core. I have pinged too much and I need to stop, but what we need to do right now is go for the core. is not really an option. I'm going to clear these catapults real quick, but that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to leave now.
For the wild.
And go for the core. Rhaegar, if you'd like to use his Q... No, we don't need to turn in any goddamn gems. We need to go for the core. Go for the core. We don't have enough to turn in. There's... That will do nothing. In fact, it'll do less than nothing. It'll waste time. Oh, now Illidan wants to push the core. Well, you feel free to come out, Illidan. I'm looking forward to it. Great zombie wall there. Quality stuff. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, and yes, the Sylvanas managed to just take down our core. I wasn't even paying attention there. No, it actually wasn't a good game, Rhaegar. That's exactly what it wasn't. Ugh. Sorry to be salty, guys, but I can't help but be salty when I see the opportunity to win a game like 8 times over the course of the game, but the friendly team just fucking refuses to do it. This is what I call snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, and this was just a profound example of it. Let's let the stats tell the story here. So, me and Rhaegar died the least on our team. Then again, our Rhaegar was being nonsensical most of the game. I did the most hero damage in the game with 123,000 and the most XP contribution. Nazebo had me beat on siege damage. Good for him. Let's see who the weak point was in our game. I think I found it. I think I found our weak point. Could it be the Illidan who managed to rack up 14 deaths by the end of the game, despite having a pocket healer who was partied with him? Yes, in fact, I think it was, kids. Okay, so a quick thing to remember. I don't know if I need to say this, but maybe I do. If you ever are playing a character and you get into the double digits of deaths with that character, I don't care if it's your first time playing him, just don't play the character. You can't do it. You can't feasibly play a character when you're getting deaths in the double digits in this game. It means that you are unequivocally doing more to hurt your team than you are doing to help it. Our Illidan relentlessly fed through that entire game. It didn't matter what me and Vala were able to put together. It didn't matter the minor good plays that Rhaegar managed to do. One of those plays not being taking Bloodlust. I understand we had like a mostly auto attacker team, but you're our only healer. We need that Ancestral. Oh, and also not taking, you know, the Ghetto Giant Killer on Rhaegar probably would have helped too. Or the Gladiator's War Shout either. Look on the enemy team. They went with a very standard kind of split between their 2 healers, going with the utility ult on one and the healing ult on the other. Let's see, Lunara took, basically the same build that I did. She went with Giant Killer. I wanted more poke, and she took the Invigorating Spores instead of the Starwood. But ultimately, it was pretty much the same. What was our Illidan doing? Well, our Illidan was just doing whatever. He didn't know what he was doing. So, what have we learned today? If the whole enemy team is down and you have a path to core, go for the core. Don't pull back. Don't do the objective. Go for the core. At least try to win the game. Refusing to go for core only delays you losing. It doesn't contribute to winning the game. I'm not saying to play stupidly aggressively, but if you've got... If it's 20 minutes into the game and you manage to get like 3 dead on the enemy team, I'd say that's about your break point, is 3 dead, you can take that core. Unequivocally. If you don't have to keep blocking you, you can take that core, and I highly recommend that you do. Otherwise, you get into shitty, grinding, defensive, half-hour games like this one, where ultimately you still end up losing because your team is not willing to commit. Don't be a bad fiancé. That's called having commitment issues. Commit to the fight and make the win happen, because no one's going to do it for you. Anyway, guys, hope you probably, I hope that you learned something from watching this video, because the same thing has happened in a couple other videos here. Just remember, just commit, be smart, and seize the advantage where you see it. If you like this video and you want to see some more videos like it, keep coming back for our daily uploads of Heroes of the Storm free-to-play. I'm also going to be starting another series for another game, just a single-player game and kind of a challenge mode playthrough of that game, so you'll probably be seeing that within the next few days. Keep your eyes open for it. And, yeah, I think that's about it for this installment of Heroes of the Storm free-to-play. I am Noah. Hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, I will see you in the Nexus. Have a good one.